Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I thought I would chat with you guys about something that I discuss every now and then. I make this video a few times a year because it's really comical because you see it so much on social media. For years and years, you always see people post these pictures, in these memes, and this claim that look at sprinters versus marathon runners' legs. And it's trying to tell people that sprinting builds more muscle than than marathon running. But here's the issues with it. All right, training, genetics, and everything else are big factors here. And again, they always show these high level athletes, right? They're not showing the high school noob always. Okay, they're showing people who are at the world level. First of all, sprinters are not building all their leg muscle by running. I don't know where these people get this idea from. It's actually insane. Every high-level sprinting coach in the world has sprinters lift weights. Okay? Actually, almost every endurance coach for marathons, triathlons, everything else has their athletes do weightlifting also, by the way. We live in an era to where the sports science and coaching has confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt that lifting weights and getting stronger improves pretty much every sport on earth. This isn't even debated anymore. So they all lift weights. Right? They all lift weights. All of them. All right, so that needs to be made very, very clear. So then what are we really looking at? We're looking at body weights, like how much they're weighing, which again, food intake, genetics, and these other factors. Okay, because again, it's kind of silly. So it's if that's going to be our comparison, it would be like, oh, you shouldn't do low intensity cardio, you should do high intensity cardio because your legs will look like this. But then it's like, okay, well, maybe we should just use then bodybuilders as an indicator because they have bigger legs than sprinters. I mean, it's silly. But let's step over and look at these things. A couple things to think about. All right. Most sprinters are what? They're going to be the top level sprinters in the world are going to have a propensity to gain leg muscle. They're going to be genetically gifted in both fast twitch muscle fiber dominance. As far as the human species is concerned, keep in mind all humans are slow twitch dominant as a species. They're going to have a few more fast twitch fibers. They're also probably going to have better muscle bellies and possibly more muscle fibers in their legs if they're elite sprinters, elite world level, because that's what they need genetically. In other words, someone who is middle of the road in terms of those attributes may not get to the Olympics. Probably won't. Right? They might do well at the high school level as a sprinter, but beyond that, there's a genetic component. Or you come over to distance running marathons. If you look, the actual regions of the world that produce the best marathon runners are because they have less muscle fibers in their leg. They're born with less muscle fibers. Okay, they use less energy because for endurance events, what's our limit? Calories and calorie absorption is the limit. This is heavily studied. This is why we know that there are limits to what your GI tract can absorb in a day, what you can digest and absorb. This has had to be studied in endurance athletes at high levels. Okay? It's also useful for those of us trying to gain muscle and size and everything to understand how GI tract limitations work. So there's a fuel issue. So then they're also concerned oftentimes with overall body weight. So if someone is burning their calories in, calories out is lower, and let's say you have two people who are average height, and one of them is going to be an endurance athlete, and he keeps his energy intake versus his expenditure down to where he stays at 150 pounds, and the sprinter is 180, and they're both lean, you see where we're going? Hell yeah, the sprinter's going to have more. He's going to have more muscle through his whole body. They're both lifting weights. Neither one of them is building their muscle from their cardio, right? So you have the genetic propensity to gain muscle, the extreme end of the sprinters, then you have the body weight factor. If the marathon runner simply ate more and burned less calories while still continuing all the weight training, their legs would be bigger. In fact, we know endurance athletes who do hybrid stuff, like my bro Alex Viata, who has big jacked legs and does ultra marathons, but he's over 200 pounds lean. He lifts weights, of course. I mean, he's like a 600-pound squatter. All right. Do people understand where we're going? It has nothing to do with that. It's again purely an issue of energy turnover, body weight. So again, your calories in versus calories out, genetics, all of these factors. Right? This is why sprinters have bigger legs, not because they sprint instead of endurance. Because you come back over, and if these other variables are fixed, all these strength athletes who also do endurance events as hybrid athletes who have big, massive legs wouldn't have them, but they do. Let's come back over. It's almost as if, and this should be no surprise to people who lift weights, that your weight training, your energy turnover, calorie expenditure, and your genetics are massive factors in how much muscle you gain, not the type of cardio that you do. And here's the issue. You have people using this. You have fitness influencers reposting this silly nonsense all the time. And it's like, what point are you trying to make? Well, I'm trying to tell people that HIIT cardio is better for body composition and muscle. And it's like, no, it's not though. You know what's better for gaining muscle? Increasing your calorie intake, weight training harder, progressive overload. Let's be clear, we build our muscle lifting weights. Resistance training. See, I'm even lifting weights on those pull-ups. I got weights right there. It's not just body weight, right? Incidentally, I've got a big back. Do you think it's because of the type of cardio I do? Or do you think it's the type of weight training I do in my diet? Right? These people who are trying to promote this are clowns who clearly don't know anything. Maybe they should just stop giving advice. Right? Because they're trying to make some sort of amazing point, and it's not. It's just completely fake. It's made up. It's nonsense. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.